wind and all these, little bit.
I don't know where Scott Peak is, but there's down trees, power lines, and flooding wherever he is.
Thanks for looking at that. I'll let him know that the winds picked up crazy and knocked a pretty good sized branches on him.
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
He'll definitely get a lot stronger winds over the next
Y'all,
half hour.
I had the biggest noob moment of my life just a minute ago. Go back and start this live stream over and watch. I have been muted and also probably not even on screen this entire time. I've been going for an hour and a half, and I think I've been muted for at least probably an hour of that. Because there was a point where I was like, hey, I need to go away for just a second, and I was away for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I came back. I think I've been muted. I've been muted and off screen. I've been like moving my mouse around, talking about tornado warnings. I've been cracking the best jokes of all time, best dad jokes.
Where all that damage is, it's in Pittsburgh.
And
where that trailer was.
You guys couldn't even hear me, and my entire team knew. They were like, "Hey, we just thought you just were like, I don't know, doing something." I'm like, for 45 minutes, you all just now telling me. So my bad. The brain does brain things, I guess. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm up.
And Carly, are you back in Arkansas City?
And now I feel like I got to start over and completely explain everything that I've been explaining to y'all. Now, I can't wait to go back and look at the beginning of this live and see how long. And this is a good joke.
Hey, Andrew. I am heading towards Slidell, Texas at the moment. The storms just look better on the southern end.
This is great, though. This is good, material. Honestly, there is something potentially in the works that Wicked Weather is working on. Hint, surprise, there might be something. With that being said, y'all might hear about this story again. I'm just saying, this is hilarious that this happened. I am human. We all make mistakes. This was a big one, but I made the mistake of not putting myself back on the screen and literally talking for 45 minutes while muted. That's awesome. No wonder nobody was paying attention. They were like, "It's just a radar. What are they doing?" Well, yeah. Okay. Let's get back to this. So right now we have. Well, maybe things aren't. Sorry, give me just a second. No, stay.
Yeah, so a couple things to note about this system right here on the Texas-Oklahoma border.
He's talking about this. So
it's a pretty messy squall line right now, and I'm under whale's mouth as far as the eye can see. So it's just nothing but outflow. However, the storms that are developing on the southern end, every single one of them looks impressive when it gets going. So that's really the best chance I believe that we have.
Well, so that's one of our chases in the field right now. All these lines, like they definitely have several tornado warnings. They've definitely produced
eastern Oklahoma, those storms, they're abandoning those and heading down this way.
They've definitely produced some tornadoes already. It went into this nice squall line here that with embedded rotation, and those though like I tried to say before, even though I was muted, they everything in weather is kind of a general rule of thumb. There's nothing that's black and white like this. Yes, every time this happens, this will happen. There's not a lot of that. It's a very gray area. But you generally, when you get this big messy rain like line and stuff, you can get embedded root spin ups, but they're typically not super strong. I mean, I'm not saying they won't cause damage. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take shelter and stuff like that. But you definitely can. So give me just a second. I gotta get my meow meow to my wife. So give me a second. Meow meow, come here. Come here. You silly? Oh. Everyone meet Dusty. He's the meow meow of the house. It's time for him to eat. Here you go. It's okay. He likes you. He wants to be held. I swear, that cat isn't a cat. It's a dog. It does everything a dog does. Probably because he grew up with my dog. That they grew up together. So, but yeah, he doesn't do cat things. He likes to be held. He likes belly rubs. Like, he plays very gently. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, that was my cat. Dusty. Definitely not named after Dusty off of the movie Twister. Okay, getting back to these. But let me explain this again. And actually, let me get a better radar here to explain this potentially. See if Little Rock will do it. Still on the. There's a Fort Smith radar. That's good. Okay, cool. So I do want to point this out. There's got a little bit of a hook here, a little green dot there.
Engage. When you get a second, check wicked weather wing chat.
I'm sure they're going to make fun of me. He told me to check the wicked weather chat. Let's see. Yup, that's exactly what it was. So anybody just join in. I've been muted for like an hour. And everyone just like let me do it. So now I'm getting roasted for it. And, honestly, I well deserved. Okay, here. Sorry, give me just 1 second, y'all. I'm going to gather my bearings here. So I'll just, I basically have to remember what I've been talking about for the last hour and then try to re-explain it to everyone because I want to teach people. It doesn't really help when you're muted. But anyway, so this is a perfect example. So what I have pulled up here on the right is the correlation coefficient. What the and then on the left is the reflectivity. It's what you're typically used to seeing. What the correlation coefficient does, I want you to keep in mind this blue spot before it updates. I don't know what it's going to do. But basically what the correlation coefficient does is it takes a scan of everything in the atmosphere and it compares it to other things. So it goes, all of this is rain. So you have like rain droplets and it's bouncing off. It's like, yep, that's similar to that. That's similar to that. Kind of like a Sesame Street thing, like one of these things just doesn't belong here kind of thing. Yeah, that's what this thing does. So what it does is it's comparing stuff, and then all of a sudden you throw a tree in there that's flying through the air because of a tornado, right? Very easy to see debris. like this little ball right here that you have. This is what like you could easily see a debris ball here. Which would tell me that this thing is probably on the ground, more than likely. It also has an observe tag on it. You've got this. You've got a hook here. Just everything is lining up, right? So that's what that does. It also pick up hail and stuff, and it looks a little weird when you get a bunch of hail in a place. It also gets weird. Like you can see like the streaks here from the actual radar that come off. So you just have to be able to interpret the radar
Are you
here.
guys doing in Texas?
This is very clear here. So if you live in this area here, coming up on the Arkansas line, you should probably take shelter. Stillwell, Honey Hill. This is an observed tornado that is headed that direction. So y'all should probably take shelter now. And just hang out in your shelter location. So this is the correlation coefficient. What you can also do is compare this to the high-res velocity. And you call this a couplet here. So you have your greens. Your green. So here's your radar. Green is wind coming towards. Red is wind going away. So when you get this right here, if you can picture this going towards the radar, coming away from the radar, you get this rotation. So when you get this like couplet here, we have right there. That's perfect. That is definitely very tight rotation right there. So you can compare all three of these. You compare this, and then if there's a hook here, and then you got the correlation coefficient, and all three of those are married up. I mean, you got yourself a tornado. But the radar can only tell you so much, right? So that's why we have chasers. That's what we have chasers for. To help bridge that gap between what the radar is showing and what's actually happening. And as you can see, they just extended this tornado warning out here. So that includes Stillwell, that includes Honey Hill. Your tornado shine should be going off. This is an observed tornado. Y'all need to take shelter.
Also, y'all can disregard
ASAP Rocky.
friends of Smoker City. She's going to be out of town on the weekend.
So, and if I'm being 100% honest, I don't remember.
There's 2 spots of rotation heading to Stillwell.
So,
Oklahoma.
Thank you, Justin. A little bit more rotation there. That's got a tornado warning on it.
Copy that. Yeah, that's in that 900 tornado warnings in one area.
Man, I was on a roll earlier with my jokes and everything, and y'all missed it, man. I was making like Sesame Street jokes. There was a tornado warning down here earlier that was like, it was really weird shaped. I started looking, and it was like following the river here, in the like Texlahoma area. Oklatex area, literally like following the river, and I was like, it was like a very weird shape. I was like, this is the anti-Texas tornado warning. It doesn't want to be in Texas, so that's the thing. But man, I was rolling with the jokes. Y'all would have been. I wish. Yeah, my bad. I was muted. I'll talk about this the rest of the night. Look at me being the fool and. On really big events, we're going to try to continue to go live like this, so have somebody behind the scenes give you updates as things are happening. We're also, when we have chasers in the field or on something, we'll do our best to basically, we're gonna assign a person in the background per chaser to watch them, help them navigate, stuff like that. So that's kind of what we do. That's what you'll hear a bunch of communication back and forth between our chasers, between the people. They're in the backgrounds helping out. So there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, when you're chasing, there's a lot, especially if you're chasing by yourself. There's just a lot of stuff happening. It can get very task saturating very quickly. And there's just a lot going on. You're trying to drive, and you have to pull over every once in a while. You have to read radar. You have to look at the sky. You have to navigate yourself and make sure that it's not as simple as just type in this town. Well, storms aren't following roads, so you want to make sure that you have a storm coming this direction, and you have to go this way, and you have to start doing jogs to stay either in front of it but out of the way, but so you can still see and show people what's happening. It can get very complicated. And then on top of that, you get out into, especially like West Texas, New Mexico, even, Oklahoma and Kansas. I mean, there's a lot of roads that are just not good, especially if they're wet. I mean, they get really muddy and stuff. You can get stuck very easily, even in a 4-wheel drive. They can get very, very soupy, almost like ice. So it can get difficult to actually navigate and get good roads that help you stay ahead. So we try to help with that by having somebody in the background to actually help our chasers navigate and pay attention to radar and stuff, so they can drive and get to where they need to go. So you guys can see. And days like today, it's big events, but
hey Carly, just to interrupt, that storm's coming into our city.
It's very difficult to get in a correct position, especially when you have a squall line like this. It's almost. I'm not saying it's not worth chasing, but it almost becomes not worth chasing, because the whole point of chasing is to give you guys a view of what's happening. But when it's a mess like this, you get a nice shelf cloud probably, but when there's embedded rotation like this, more than likely it's rain wrap. You're not even going to be able to see it coming. So though can potentially be more dangerous because you can't see it coming, arguably more dangerous. It's just it's difficult to chase, difficult to get yourself in a good position that's still safe to do so. So there's that. So, so this rotation here is still, this has an observed tag on it. Still headed towards Stillwell area. So we'll continue to monitor that. It's not looking as impressive at the moment. We'll come down here.
What is another night of active and damaging storms underway? Here's the spirit weather outbreak continues for the fourth straight day. Thanks for joining us here on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
That's what we saw, but that extended that warning on Haskell, it looks like.
But kind of what I was getting at, to continue my conversation is, there's a lot of stuff that the chasers have to do in the field, but in the background too, we have each person doing that, but that way I can sit and not have to worry about trying to help focus on chasers. We have somebody doing that for us. So I can tell you, and I, find what I think is the most dangerous storm or the most notable storm.
You got a copy?
I do.
Hey, so it's kind of in that congealing area of the radar fringe to where I can't really get a good read on it.
Talked about that during my mute too.
But when I go to velocity, I'm not seeing a whole lot of velocity that could sweep to the location of the radar.
So,
Unfortunate. I might give it a couple more scans and then see what it looks like.
another thing I touch on, I have feel like I do definitely have ADD. I'll jump around and stuff, or I'll have to pause. I cannot multitask, even though, funny enough, I have 4 screens in front of me and the Weather Channel going on behind me, just in case I miss something and I can hear kind of what they're talking about. The Weather Channel typically covers the severe weather events. They've kind of went away from it at the moment. They don't see it being as significant, it seems like, at the moment right now. They'll interrupt themselves if they feel like it, they need to. But
put something down. It's going to be just the east side of Arkansas City.
But I mean, like in the background, I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chats up that I'm monitoring. I'm monitoring other social media for damages. I have Broadcastify up. If I see a tornado that potentially got touched and went through a town, I'll pull up that Broadcastify so I can listen to the scanner for that county. I've got the radar up here so I can show you guys. I'm also watching for chasers to start going live so I can pop them up so y'all can see. And then I typically have another radar up too, which is currently not working at the moment. But I have all those things up while listening to the Weather Channel in the background, and then listening to the radio for people to make fun of me for not unmuting myself. And yeah, all that, and then trying to explain stuff, try to teach you guys what I'm seeing. Very basic radar things. I think, did I explain the velocity already to you guys? I mean, I know I did once. I was just muted. But I know I explained the correlation coefficient. But yeah, I think I explained the velocity already. If I didn't, I'll do it again on another live. Just tune in. But I was talking about the fringe too. You'll get these places, these locations where it's like in between several radars, and you can have like a town that is on this fringe, and this fringe just looks weird. Like it's hard to read radar right on the edge of what the radar can actually see. And sometimes you get what we call like dead zones, where there's a town. I'm not saying Columbus is in a dead zone because, like, look at here. Like, there's one here. But you can get towns that are in dead zones that are just, like, very difficult to read on any radar you choose. So that is definitely a thing that can happen.
Harley went home, right? Lindsay was sitting out for a while.
Lindsay's waiting to see what the storm coming towards her is going to do. Carly's getting food, but Carly's still technically out. That storm's near hers. Looks decent, so she might be out. Carly's storm's pushing 51,000 foot cloud tops and is right to her east. She needs to step outside when she gets out there and take a look at it. Get some video pictures. But it's starting to shift our rotational template to the southwestern corner.
So you guys, we got a nice squall line here with embedded rotations all throughout.
Hey Brian, my kid was screaming in the car. What'd you say? I was trying to listen in.
Biggest concern here. I mean, there's definitely the possibility for tornadoes, especially as it moves up in this area. But the biggest threat here is going to be hail and wind for the most part. But as you can see, I mean, he definitely still has.
Sorry, I don't know what he's upset about.
You're fine, darling.
Tornado warnings. There's clearly tornado warnings here, so.
We can go on a quick drive up to the bypass and take the long way home, and I can see it.
So we're going to keep monitoring these as the evening goes on. Hopefully I won't forget to unmute myself if I have to mute myself again. I'll probably mute myself again here shortly and then get back to y'all soon. But this is what we got going on at the moment.
I know exactly what you're talking about. What area? I'll go see if I can get a visual.
Copy that, man.
There's another tornado on the ground heading to Fairfield. They dropped the tornado warning down to radar indicated, but it's there again.
So let me just go check out this rotating couplet area with my 2-year-old in the car.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just saying it was right there. I just want to make sure you knew it was there.
Oh no, I would rather have a visual on it. I think actually I can see it from here in town, honestly.
I mean, I actually 0-meter with my 4-year-old in the car, so.
Storm chaser thing.
Yeah, it's only 5 miles from where you're at. By the time the next radar scan, it's going to be above the 296 and below the radar 166.
That's literally the road I took to get back here, so I kind of know that vicinity you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. If y'all are tuned in, you don't like storms. Good news. I'm live, which means nothing crazy is going to happen. Knock on wood, because that's what always happens. If I'm live or if I'm involved in any way, shape, or form, nothing happens. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
Yeah, that tornado you're talking about, Dustin, is going to be right over the town of Fairfield. Probably at this very moment.
Could be useless, but there is also a cell on the outside of the city storm off by itself. Which direction? Like right above Winfield? Is that how you say it? Winfield? Over Winfield, you said? Yeah, it's kind of picked up right along with that Ponca storm, but it looks like it's split off by itself. Oh, Brian, this thing's right in front of me.
Yeah, I told you it was less than 5 miles. I knew it was close.
All right, guys. So this here, let me see if I can get a better radar for you.
The rotation's wrong. It keeps bouncing around. It can't find its place in that. It's going to be over that Camp Horizon.
I'm actually confused here as why this is the best. So you got a little couplet here. This is a observed tornado headed towards Lincoln, Prairie Grove area.
That rotation near Silverdale, though, that looks like more of a better placement than what the last one was.
So if you live in Lincoln, I would probably take shelter now. This is an observed tornado headed your direction. Be there on your doorstep in just a few minutes. So that just went observed there. Where's Fairfield at?
You could, save your life by taking that shelter of low.
Never mind, I found it. Y'all zoomed way in.
Yeah, Stillwell area.
Okay, copy. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Just making sure. Got all these, like, you zoom way in to get all these little bitty towns.
It's passing right in front of me right now.
I was getting ready to break in and tell you that you had to be right over top of 166 and about 4 miles from you now.
So there you go. So there's your rotation there, headed towards Lincoln. Y'all should take cover. This is observed. Here, we can even do this. Let's see what this looks like. I'm not saying it'll look great, but we could try it. A little something there. A little something. Very small, but a little something.
the dangers of tornadoes and flooding go up with that darkness. They do, and we know from research that you're about 2.5 times more likely to be killed by a nighttime tornado than a daytime tornado simply because we're sleeping, right? And we don't get the alert.
We're keeping
Andrew, the storm you guys are heading on has limit-sized hail and still 65 miles per hour wind.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this right here. A little bit of rotation there.
Copy that.
So we'll keep an eye on that.
Hey, I don't know if anybody can hear me, but I can't hear anybody else.
We can hear you.
Well, I can hear you too. All I needed to do was press the button, apparently. I mean, since I got back in the car, there's been no audio. Now all of a sudden it must.
You cut out a little bit there at the end, but we can hear you okay, I think.
Okay. Well, fun. We are going to keep monitoring these storms. The biggest one that has our attention right now is the one that's near Stillwell, headed towards Lincoln.
Hey, Brian, I'm shooting you the video I just got and some photos.
Definitely some tight rotation here.
Copy that, man.
So, and then if any of our chasers decide to come up, go live, get on something, we'll pull them up here. They're all just kind of out of position at the moment, or just don't have anything super great. It's very difficult to get very good footage when it's a nice squall line like that. You can get some good, like shelf cloud or something like that potentially, but nothing that
Ping pong ball size hail in your storm.
is super photogenic, really. Right now, we have Carly, I believe, is on.
The urge to go drop him back off with his mean strong right now.
This storm here.
Bad.
So we're going to keep an eye on this. This is a severe thunderstorm warned at the moment with ping pong ball size hail.
Go home, be with your baby. Good God, y'all.
In my defense, I'm not a mother, so I have to say.
Yeah, and so earlier, I was talking while I was muted about if you've ever been in a time where we try not to cry wolf, if you will, and if we're telling you to get into a safe spot, you probably should. We definitely need it.
Try again.
But if you've ever been in a position where you hear, oh, you need to take shelter, and then you take shelter, and then they're like, there's a tornado on the ground, it's coming for you, and then you take shelter and nothing happens, and you're like, well, the rotation looked like it went right over top of me, so what was that about? Storms go through cycles, right? They have life cycles, and they feed, and then they get weak, and then they feed again, and then they get weak. So
where you go north and it happens south, it happens every time.
I really struggle to listen to the radio and talk at the same time, so I apologize for that. They're having a bunch of conversations, which is why I end up turning the radio down, and then I forget, and then they try to tell me that I'm muted, and then I don't have the radio up because I'm trying to talk to you guys and explain stuff, and then I turn the radio down because they're having conversations and I can't talk to you guys. But what was I saying? Yes, life cycles. So a tornado can get touchdown and then come back up. The storm gets really weak and then it touches down somewhere else. And the motion of these storms, sorry. I just had a text message and then I started reading my text message. cycle of these storms, like it's we don't really know. You can't really predict it. Sometimes it cycles really quick, and it's like really strong, really weak, really strong, really weak, very quickly. And sometimes they are strong for a really long period of time, and then they get weak, and then they intensify again. And you can really see this, like especially if there's a long track supercell with that's put down several like many tornadoes. You can see this in the aftermath of it when you get these maps. As a matter of fact, the Weather Channel just put one up not too long ago with the a couple days ago with the like that supercell that went through London, Somerset area. I mean, it started in like Missouri, and it tracked all the way across into Kentucky, into eastern Kentucky, and it dropped multiple tornadoes. And so you can see like what you're like when you see those maps of like, oh yeah, here's the tornado maps of last weekend's event, and the National Weather Service. Literally, you see these lines of like tornado here, and then tornado here, and like space, tornado here, and then tornado here with spaces in between. You're quite literally seeing the cycling of those storms. Like you can very well like see that where it's gotten maybe weaker, maybe the tornado's lifted, and then it puts another one down. Pretty common, really. And another thing is like they can get weak enough, just weak enough to where maybe the tornado doesn't weaken and it still stays on the ground. But what you'll see there is like maybe you see a tornado that's lasted 30 miles. And in that 30 miles, maybe you have a 5-mile period where it got an EF4 rating. And then the next 5 miles, it gets an EF3 rating, and then back to an EF4. That's another way you can really see those cycles where the things just it weakens, and you know the weather's not like I said before, weather's not black and white. It's all pretty gray. It's not like it's like and tornado EF5 and we're done. Like it's not like things happen gradually, and they can happen quickly, but it's still gradually. It doesn't just drop this massive EF5 off freaking nowhere and then pick up and then it's done. It goes through stages. So I feel like I was in the choir there. I'll make fun of myself sometimes. It goes through stages. Yeah. No, but so yeah. So that's something you could see with that. But you know, with behind every storm chase, there is a lot. There's a lot going on. And that's another thing. When these storms pick up to 70, 80 miles an hour, it gets really difficult to keep up with them, almost impossible. And when you're out there trying to keep up with it, it gets really hard. You kind of have to guess and be like, yeah, I think I'm going to be like here. And hopefully, you know, as far as the models go and as far as like the environment and what everything looks like, it looks like this area could potentially be the best, you know? And weather's still our best educated guess. Like we would take everything that we know and say, yes, everything is favorable for you know, a big tornado outbreak or everything. And sometimes the weather just doesn't cooperate or it does cooperate depending on what side you are and how you look on it. If you love or hate storms, and, you know, obviously we don't want to see anybody get hurt. But yeah, so there's that. And like I said, there's a lot of moving parts, you know, behind the scenes, like something that I'm doing, other people watching the chasers. You got the actual chasers. So, I mean, chasers bridge that gap between radar. We're helping them behind the scenes to maybe help ease that stress that they have on them. And then people like, I think I covered on this earlier, but I could have been muted. So I'm going to cover it again. You know, you go full circle when you include people like Team Dominator Storm Recovery, right? By the way, if you don't follow them on Facebook, I highly recommend it. Go over and give Team Dominator Storm Recovery a follow. Wicked Weather is partnered with Team Dominator Storm Recovery. You know, we deployed people to Somerset and the London area. If you didn't know, they got smoked a couple nights ago by a massive tornado. They are labeling it right now as a EF3, I believe. So that they needed some help. We immediately dropped everything that we're doing. You know, anytime we're chasing, we have chasers in the area, and we hear something like that happen, and our chase is done. we go immediately into assisting. It's the priority of life. Our original goal is to get the warning out in front of those storms, but that's all we can do. You get to feeling helpless, when you see a tornado headed for a town, and all you can do is hope that somebody is watching and gets that warning out. That's the whole point of the storm chasing. It's the whole point of what we do. But I can't, damn Jackie, I can't predict control the weather. That's kind of the way it is. Like, I can't control where this tornado goes. I can't control where this tornado gets put down. All I can do is warn you that it's coming. And that's why I'm kind of talking about where it goes full circle, where if it does hit a town, unfortunately, we hate to see it, but now we go into search and rescue mode. We have people like Team Dominator Storm Recovery that are behind the scenes, ready to just deploy at a moment's notice, help set up, whether it be GoFundMe's or donations to give to these people. And by the way, London is still needing help. If you go onto the Team Dominator Storm Recovery page, I'm sure that they have things that you can donate for these type of events. So go on there, give them a follow, go help out London, go help out Somerset, even St. Louis if they need it. All these places that have been affected by tornadoes, that's what TDSR is there for. So shout out to Reed Timmer's organization. Shout out to Ginger for really, she works her ass off, y'all, behind the scenes, more than y'all know, to just make sure that these communities have everything they need. And it's because you guys watch, you guys give us those likes, you guys are paying attention, you guys donate. That's what makes all this possible. Even by donating to us, any money that gets donated to us goes towards chasing fuel, goes towards our equipment upkeep. My truck alone, I got it 2 years ago, and I have almost 50,000 miles on it. Wear and tear on vehicles is a thing. That's what this thing goes for. One chase, depending on how far you go, obviously can be, easily $1,000. I go on one chase, and now I have to change my oil when I get back because I've already put almost 10,000 miles on it in one chase. I have to, cover hotel costs. I have to cover fuel. So, those are the things that your donations go for Wicked Weather. And then, obviously TSR is a nonprofit organization that all your money goes towards victims of weather events, whether that be flooding, earthquake, and they even will deploy overseas if needed. Big shout out to them. I'm super proud to be on Wicked Weather and be partnered with TDSR. It just everything's full circle now. Not only are we getting the word out, but we're also helping afterwards as well. Our chasers do that all the time. There's that. That's my shameless plug for TDSR. If you guys haven't seen that, go give them a follow. And then also go follow us on YouTube because it's free, and the subscribes really help us a lot. So we really, really appreciate that. If you don't have the money to donate or anything, just giving us a follow, giving us a like, liking our content, it helps way more than you think. You think, one like. Well, every like counts, truly. So we really appreciate you there. Back to this. This is an observed tornado that is on the ground here, crossing 62 just east of Lincoln, headed towards Prairie Grove, maybe right west of Prairie Grove. Vine Grove, you're kind of in this as well. Farmington and Fayetteville area in northeastern Arkansas. If you guys are here, somebody that lives in these areas, this is a tornado warning that was just extended a few minutes ago. It is observed. Y'all need to take shelter immediately, get to your safe spot. Taking shelter isn't a bad thing. And keep in mind these squall lines here. The big wind events here, but when you have these embedded little things of rotation, there's a good chance that it is rain wrapped. You're not going to see it. You're going to see a line of rain. You're going to be like, dang, no tornado. Well, that's not necessarily true, and that's why it's difficult to have chasers on these things because they can't see either. So we're trying to warn you as much as we can here. This is an observed tag. This is on the ground. It is headed towards Fayetteville. Probably not going to do you any good to go check it out, get on your porch or anything like that. Just get it to cover. Be safe. If you have a working job or you're working late or you're on the computer or you're on this meeting, I'm giving you an opportunity to get out of your meeting, your work meeting here. Y'all need to just, hey boss, I gotta get off here. There's a tornado warning. And then you just click, okay, gotta go by. And then you go downstairs and hang out with your family for a little bit, Shut your brain off, maybe get a board game, get a flashlight. In case the power goes out, just hang out in your safe spot. Whether that be the lowest level of your house, maybe you have a storm shelter, or maybe it's even the bathroom. I know it's weird. It kind of sucks being in a small bathroom, but just the most interior location of your home, not anything away from external walls that a 2x4 can come through the window, or as interior as you can possibly get. Maybe it's a small closet. Go bring your family in there. Enjoy the family time. Just hang out. You can bring your phone in there. You can log on to your Facebook maybe on your phone. Tune into us. We'll keep giving you updates. Just relax. Bring your weather radio in. But yeah, if you live in Fayetteville in any of these areas, it's time to take shelter. This thing is observed. And it is definitely some rotation there. If you live anywhere in central Missouri, up into north Arkansas, even into Illinois, this is going to be even anywhere from here on. This is a nighttime event for y'all. It's going to start getting dark here real soon if it hasn't already, and it's a nighttime event. So make sure that your radios are charged. Make sure those public safety notifications on your phone are turned up. That way it can wake you up in the middle of the night. Like I said, big threat here is wind, some hail, but definitely possibility for some internal spin ups along this squall line here, as we've been seeing throughout the afternoon already. You got another observed tag up here. This was a while ago. Let's get another radar look here. Pull up the correlation coefficient. Let's see, that's pretty obvious there. Look at the correlation coefficient there. This thing is probably still on the ground. It's definitely kicking some stuff up. So be mindful of that. Let's see what direction it's going here. That rotation was almost going north at the moment. We'll keep an eye on this and see where this is going. It's almost going directly north. You can see here why this is rotating. I mean, you can almost see the whole thing, almost like a hurricane type of situation here. So yeah, it's really spinning around here. So very obvious as to why there is probably a tornado here on the ground there. With just that little bit of rotation, it's weak, but is there. Leesville, I'd watch out here. I mean, this thing could easily spin around. It's almost like going to do a circle around here, possibly. It is weakening again, so we'll keep an eye on that one as well, as much as we possibly can. But that is definitely something to watch for. Definitely unique. I need to turn my radio back up. They're probably trying to talk to me, and I have it turned back down because I keep trying to talk to y'all.
The most critical time in the development of your child's brain is from 0 to 5 years old. That's why the city of Albuquerque offers 5-star early childhood education programs. Turn your little learner into a big achiever.
No, nobody talked to Gainesville.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to ignore you anyway, so
Hey, I wrote in chat. You didn't answer me. North of Greenland, Oklahoma, about to pass over the interstate of 265. And the mile marker 49. It's debris ball.
Okay, let's look at that. Let's see what
Justin is. The trigger warning.
That's gonna be Arkansas.
My bad.
Let's see. So we have, this is a new tornado warning. This is extended here. Let's see here if we can look at this.
It's gonna be different. Both of them are observed in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Look like they're splitting between the two towns that they're near right now. And hopefully they weaken before the path kind of goes into the towns they're heading towards.
So this is dropping some pretty massive hail, y'all. Headed towards Cameron, Rock Island. I believe this is still in Oklahoma before it gets into Arkansas here. So we'll keep an eye on this here for you. Let's go back to the velocity so you can see that.
The tornado warning is issued and you can get to your safe spot. Plenty of warnings tonight. We'll take you to Missouri first.
Hey, Cam, are you doing okay over there?
So I'm going to leave this up here for just a second. I need a break for just a couple minutes here. So I'm going to leave this up so you guys can watch it, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. So right now, just to recap for a minute, observed tornado warning headed towards, let me move this so I can see here. So you're headed towards Fayetteville, Arkansas, Goshen, Hinesville, Huntsville, just southeast of Springdale there. So that's one of the observed tornado warnings.
Looks like Greenland, Arkansas.
Say that again. You got observed in Oklahoma, Panama.
Greenland, Arkansas. Looks like they're taking a direct hit on the observed one in Arkansas, Northwest.
Okay. Greenland, you guys are like, this is on, like, you need to be in your safe spot like yesterday. Like, this is on top of you guys. So this could be, you guys could be taking a direct hit here. So I hope you're in your safe space. And then even Baldwin, you could be next here if this thing continues to stay on the ground. So y'all just be ready for that one.
If you can, Justin, check see if you get any reports out of that area. Fayetteville, Springdale, any of those guys maybe reporting on it. Bigville, one of those.
You got 2-inch hail with this. This is Panama, Oklahoma, I believe.
Is that Tulsa still?
Tahona area. Yeah, there's your rotation here. Headed this direction towards Pensacola, and in between Fort Coffee, Oklahoma, and Pensacola. Right on the Arkansas, Oklahoma line, headed towards Fort Smith. So there's that tornado warning there. That's observed as well.
You can pull that CC up there, Gage. Show them on it. It kind of hooks right through town, coming on the southwest corner that hooks north through town.
Yeah, there you go. So there's your correlation coefficient.
It is approaching the
right over top of Greenland
right now.
So
it is Tulsa's WFO.
It is headed towards the Fayetteville airport at the moment.
Max is watching the camera on the highway. There are strong winds going left and right, and
So, and again, what this is basically a debris bowl. It's what we're seeing here. This correlation coefficient shows like a difference in things in the atmosphere. So it's hitting all this rain. This is what this pink is and stuff that you're seeing. This is all like rain and stuff. You can get some hail differences, but then you throw like a freaking tree in there, and then it's like, wait a minute, that's not rain. That's different. Right? That looks different. So that's what we can see here. That's how you can pour this up and see the debris ball that's here.
Greenland camera, the exit CCA camera, right there just outside Greenland, crossing the road right now, right over the camera.
So this is what you got. It's kind of taking this easterly jog at the moment. Let me hit play here. So you can see. So it took kind of like an east jog. Whoop, right there at the end. So we'll keep monitoring this. Sorry for my dog if you can hear my dog barking. Either my neighbor's outside or my wife is messing with him. Her. Sorry. Yeah, so there's that. So if you guys are in this area, you'll need to take shelter. There's a tornado on the ground here in near Fayetteville, Arkansas. There's your other scan. So it went back up one more time here. A little jog.
I do want to explain, Dave, well, I keep they can hear me through the live. Western Arkansas, if you draw a vertical line north to south, Little Rock, and then points westward, it's a very cool environment for you to get this. Like,
sorry, y'all. Brian's cutting out just a little bit here.
They're reporting a large wedge.
All right, guys. So if you heard that, they're reporting like in this area right here. This is apparently a large wedge tornado that is kind of headed towards Baldwin, just east of Fayetteville. This is taken. It was taking a northeast track, and then it took a right jog, and then it's starting to look like it's maybe heading back this direction. So if you're in Baldwin, basically anywhere in this area here, y'all need to be taking shelter. Goshen, Baldwin, I would be taking shelter with this one. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. It's very clear here with the CC here. Sorry about that, Brian. You were cutting out when you were trying to explain that.
I was just talking about the favorable environment. If you draw a north-south vertical line through Little Rock and to the west, that's a really favorable environment for tornadoes over the next several hours, like the future.
Yeah. So what Brian's saying is anything in this area here is still a favorable environment for tornadoes. So we'll definitely.
I'm still here, Joe needs some. I'm doing laundry.
Keep you updated as this continues. Baldwin, this is on your doorstep. Y'all need to be in your safe spot like right now. This debris ball has just gotten a little bit bigger over this last scan. Y'all need to be in your safe spot right now. If you know anybody in Baldwin, Arkansas, just east of Fayetteville, you need to make sure that they're in their safe spot. Now, this is a large wedge tornado that we're getting reports of, and it is headed directly for the little town of Baldwin. So here you go. Here's some of the towns that the tornado warning affects here.
where the tornado is sitting right now. It's going east of I-49. It's on the southeast side of Fayetteville, and they come very close to Elkins for the north side of Fayetteville. Oh, by the way, this movie.
That area there, out of East Fayetteville, Baldwin, Harris, all those, that's a lot of new subdivision. A lot of your like tiki-taki style houses close together. If that's expected, would have an actual mess with it out of East Fayetteville.
Copy that. This last CC just got even bigger, so it's headed towards Harris now. All right, y'all. So this is a debris ball that you're seeing here. I can zoom out.
Berryville scanner up.
This is a pretty large debris ball here. It is just taking an east track here and is heading towards Harris now. So anybody in here, Baldwin, Harris, even Elkins, y'all need to be in your safe spot, like right now. Like run to your safe spot. It is on your doorstep. If you know anybody in these areas, you need to let them know to get in their safe spot now. We'll change this here to the velocity so you can look at this here. When I zoom out, you can see this feeding in here.
Also with this tornado, it's one of those, it's huge, but you do not want to try to go out and see this thing out ahead of it. There's a lot of rain in front of this. And this thing will probably track for a long time. We're going to be talking about green forest and Berryville area, all those guys up northeast Missouri.
All right, y'all. So yeah,
Branson, Missouri.
Kind of what he was saying here is as this is tracking, this could very easily be a long track tornado. It's a pretty large tornado here that is on the ground, heading in this direction towards Goshen, all these little areas here. What he's talking about, all this rain that you see on this left side here of the reflectivity, that is going to prevent you from seeing this thing. It's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to see. It'll be more than likely all this rain is wrapping around it and making it just completely invisible. So not one of those tornadoes that you're going to be able to just go out and see. It's not worth it. Just get to cover, get to the lowest level of your home, or an interior room in your house. Looks like it's still tracking just east here. So Harris is on top of you right now. You guys are taking a direct hit here from this. And then it is still shifting east. It's going to be going anywhere here between Goshen and what is this, Tuttle, Arkansas. So this is what we are. This is a PDS observed tornado that is on the ground here, and you can see it. Even when I zoom out, like when I'm really far out here, if it wasn't for the cities and stuff, like it is very clear right here that this is an anomaly, right? This is your debris ball that you're seeing here. So we're going to keep watching that.
Yeah, I don't want people to lose sight of the storm south of Fort Smith. It still has the just radar indicated tornado warnings. As that heads east and crosses over into the state of Arkansas, it's got a lot of open air in front of it. It's likely going to intensify and start producing tornadoes again.
Yeah, so guys, this is what Brian here is talking about, kind of headed directly for this radar here. So it starts getting a little weird to read. But as it heads a little bit deeper here into Arkansas, it's going to get into a more favorable environment and could easily start popping off tornadoes. So if you live anywhere in here in this area, like Ozark, Altus, Denning, Coal Hill, Arkansas area. Y'all need to really be paying attention and have those phones close, and probably the Weather Channel or us up. If you know anybody in these areas, make sure that they're aware that there's a potentially dangerous storm headed their direction. This thing's dropping golf ball size hail, and it is tornado warned at the moment. This guy has some decent rotation on it, but we'll see it a little bit better as it comes past this radar and gets a little bit. I hear it a little bit closer, so we'll keep an eye on that as well as the minutes tick on here.
County Road 7025, Richland View, Flat Tower Road, Tunnel Road. These are all locations. Again, you can see there are quite a few roads you're headed to the Hinesville area where you're going to have neighborhoods and you'd be, in a very dangerous position right now if you weren't in your safe location. Yeah, we just got another new scan. Of course, now it has crossed onto or just past Highway 16 off to the northwest of Elkins, and that debris signature is still looking very well-defined, and it's moving along in space and time with the velocity signature. So that tells us everything we need.
So we'll keep an eye on that there as this gets there. I can throw up the CC here again. Whoop.
Obviously, you see, we look at radars all the time here that nav on the radar, and sometimes, it's
Let's throw out some debris there. Headed probably close to Tuttle, if not right over top here, as it shifted east a little bit more. Ooh.
But a lot of people don't have either of those options, right? So ground floor, your building, home, apartment, wherever you may be, inside of the interior room. And one of the reasons we continue to show the debris signatures in the radar is just to add more motivation for people who are farther down to the northeast in the Warren area. This is not only a rotating thunderstorm, which is likely a tornado on the ground, but it's also producing damage. And if you know that that's the kind of
Hey Brian, I'm going to take just a couple minute break here, turn my camera and stuff off, and then I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
You're fine, man. I'm going to run to the bank really quick. If you can, just leave that radar loop playing. You're completely fine right there.
There is down power lines, trees covering the road where that tornado just hit.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to take just a couple minute break.
I'm monitoring Washington County fire in Arkansas.
I've been going for 2.5 hours now. I need just a couple minute break, and then I'll come back to y'all. I will leave the radar up so y'all can see it. These are the two areas of concern that we have right now. This is Goshen, Arkansas, headed towards Huntsville area. There's a tornado on the ground right here, headed this direction. If you're in Hinesville, Huntsville, Goshen, any of these areas right here, y'all need to be taking shelter. This is a PDS tornado warning. Down here, you have a tornado warning right on top of the radar here, south of Fort Smith, Arkansas, coming up on Greenwood. This is radar indicated rotation, 1.75 inch hail with this, but once it moves east here, this is going to start getting into a more favorable environment to produce tornadoes, and this thing could start popping off anytime. So I'm going to take a break real quick, and I will leave this up for you guys so you can keep a glancing eye on it, and then I will get back to you all soon. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and hopefully when I come back this time, I don't forget to unmute or put me back up on the screen. So I'll be back. See you guys here in a minute.